Hello everyone, welcome to M.W.P Profession. Today we're going to talk about a video. Her name is Olivia Alexa. She got 300k followers, and then go give her some love, subscribe, and then we're going to talk about this topic. She said when woman has nothing left to offer, this happen. So let's see what it
This
said.
for a second. You're at an upscale bar in downtown LA. The atmosphere is live, the drinks are flowing, and there's plenty of women around. But there's one woman who stands out among all the rest. Isabella. Now, Isabella's no ordinary woman. She's beyond gorgeous. As she walks in, dressed in a tight black dress with a thigh-high slit and matching stilettos, men gravitate to her. Drawn by a force even they don't fully understand. It's just something about her. Isabella knows.
First of all, women that dress up like that, there's three things that's happening. Either one, she's a gold digger. Either two, she's for the street. Either three, she probably has a lot of let me call it like a lot of suitors. Suitors mean like is simping for it or sugar daddy. One of the three situation. If she goes in the bar by herself, that's mean all the three. So if you come into her life, you're gonna pay something for her to give you a time of day. She gonna have an attitude with you, and on top of that, the service gonna be right. The service not gonna be equivalent to the money you're gonna put in front because she gonna tap you for 5 10 minutes, and next thing you know, she gonna move to the next guy. And then if she finds someone she like, she gonna ghost you and then ask you to ask for more money so she can cover herself and the new guy. So it's not even worth it to even entertain those lady if you see her on
Her
the bar.
power. She's been taught to use it ever since she was young. It's her sexuality. That undeniable raw seduction that's been the ultimate mating call since the beginning of time. But there's a twist. Isabella was never taught any other qualities other than how to attract a man using her appearance. So while every single guy in that room is willing to throw every single thing they own at her just for a second of her time, how many would stick around long term? You see,
Before she go even further, women those days is not very different because a lot of women show their body. That's how they have to offer, and it's not hard right now to point them out, and especially at night we can see them. Now they're trying to show that same lifestyle throughout the day. And guys, you gotta focus on the big picture. It's okay for a flank, it's okay for a sneaky link, it's okay one night, but at the end of the day, she's not really someone you're gonna bring to your family member because she's gonna rip it. She's gonna destroy your family. She's not someone you bring to your mother. You're not someone you bring around your aunt or your cousin because she is gonna rip your family and then detrimental to your body and your soul. So if you saw those women run the other way around, because it's not healthy for you, especially if you have nothing else to come on like a lot of money.
while Isabella might have that same appeal as countless other women, if she doesn't bring more to the table than just her looks, she's setting herself up for a severe downfall. Many women, like Isabella, have gotten too comfortable playing their sexual card, and they end up in a cycle of panic and desperation as the years fly by. They haven't cultivated those crucial qualities that actually make a man stay. And if you've been around, you've seen this play out firsthand. Every single woman understands this one vital fact on a deep instinctual level, and it's that her sexuality lies at the core of what draws a man to her. A man may love her, commit to her, and fight to defend her, but when you peel back the emotional and social curtain, what he's really guarding and protecting on a very primal biological level is her sexuality.
What is true, that's why women protect and provide because they want to protect the sexual access he has for that woman. And therefore, any man to have access to the sex, he has to give something. And then it's been for the being a time, man has to give her like protection. He has to be man a lot of money for that woman to be able to procreate or give her the sexuality, which is kind of sad because this generation doesn't value the transaction. They think there's better offer, which is the dementia of a mother woman because they feel like the presence enough. No, a man a kill other men for you to survive and to give him the punani, the box or the coochie. But you, on the other hand, you had it from him and use it to give it to other men, which is why she choose sexuality, because sexuality is the only weapon or the greatest weapon woman can use to go around. And then that's why people that are famous, they have a lot of money, always go for the highest beautiful woman because they want to willing to pay the price to run a beautiful woman. And if you have a beautiful woman as a man, you know you feel in danger because every woman gonna try to get some of that this sexuality, which probably you're aware of without even well. Back in the day, women has a mentality to protect that, to make it private, and then nobody knows. Now they expose on social media, on TikTok, which is why men walk away, because at the end of the day, her sexuality is not pure, it's not innocent, and you're not the first one to have it, and you're not gonna be the last one, because she's gonna be go back across the street, and then she's gonna use the sexuality to seduce you and take for your resources and take over your income. And after that, she's gonna repeat all the cycle all over it, because that's all she had from the beginning, like she mentioned, and that's all she gonna use until she hit a wall. And then now she looking for personality, which is at that time, which is too late, because men looking for sexuality for money exchange. They pay the money to get the sexuality, and the sexuality is dry. The men is not gonna willing to pay nothing, and that's why now when they get an older age, when the sexual is not really appealing and men is not looking for it, now she feels invisible, that looking for a good man and somebody else, because at that time the sexuality is nowhere to be found, and men knows that for a fact because they're attracted to leftovers. And that's why men are right now is very smart. They're looking at for it, and they're trying
But
to
here's
rise
the
up.
cruel paradox: many women have that exact same sexual allure for a man, which means she better have a lot more to offer if she wants to keep that man around long term. This is perhaps one of the biggest vulnerabilities and downfalls of women that women do not talk about. A woman that has become complacent with using her sexuality as a bargaining chip eventually realizes that she forgot to develop any other qualities and traits that a man would actually stick around for. Traits like femininity, intelligence, and supportiveness. Once all the layers of her personality have been stripped away, her sexuality is the only card she has left to deal, which leads her to lose all her leverage in the process. If you have dealt with a woman like this before, you'll notice that there's a certain degree of panicking and desperation you'll see in her around men and relationships, especially.
So before she go even further, it's been there for back in the days from the beginning of time. Women always compete with each other. They're trying to find out which one's the prettiest and try to pretend to be their friend, and so they can get along with, or they can have a head or whatever access she had, and then they can get privilege from that. Isn't from back in the days. And but at the end of the day, women knows what they're doing. That's why they call it sisterhood. So because they want to take advantage of one another. But now what happened is women believe that they are the prettiest. That's where the contradictions happen, because they think they are the prettiest in town, they are the baddest in town. So that's why now they have a conflict. When they see a prettier lady, they feel insecure, they feel anxiety, and then next thing you know, now they have a competition, and that lady don't know anything about it, and they want that attention that she had turned over to the new lady. Now she feel like she is have no value, and then she feel like she got depressed, and then she got medication, and next thing you know, she gonna go and then put that all that nonsense or crazy on side of you, because you all this nonsense, it has to deal be with the boyfriend and the husband or the fiance, never about the sneaky link, never about the side guy, never about the work husband, because they have to keep a good profile for those persons to keep seeing those people, otherwise they're gonna cut them off loose and move on to the next. But for you, that's a relationship and a commitment with her. You gotta prove your worth to her and for her to be with you. But the other guy, she had to be nothing, because now she feel liberated because she can be the breast suitors. But for you, you gotta work it. But for the guy, she's not. Which is why men now walk away, because men see that the sexuality is not really valuable now at this point, because she not giving it to me barely, because in boyfriend relationship you're paying for the bill, you will deal with all your drama, but she's not willing to give it to you, and that with the stress for yourself, but end up she's adding up to it. But the other guy that's barely do the minimum, or he got to show up and text her hi barely the middle night, that's the guy she gonna willing to give you willingly, and then without no effort, and then you're the one at the end of the day begging for it, and which is not fair deal for men. And men see that their money now is more valuable than as a woman, because the woman always need money for it to move around. But once you have money, they're gonna chase you, even though you're not 6 foot tall, even though you're not 6 foot, but they want that money. They need their rent to be paid, they need their car note to be paid, they need something on you, and they have to compromise their pride for it to get that money, do the work for you. But you, at the end of the day, as long as so much money, you're gonna find women around. But the thing about it is not supposed to be like that, because to be a relationship, you guys to be a common relationship, know your personality. But women now, they say bluntly, they don't care about your personality. They care about how much you have in the bank, how much you can better out, and how much you can have in your lifestyle. And then she gonna use that sexuality once to make the payment. But the other guy, she's not willing to pay anything. That's why they go after the bad boy Pookie and Ray and people in jail. They want you as a sim to pay for her last time with this guy, but the other guy Pookie and Ray doesn't have to do nothing. All you gotta do is show up, which is a bad deal for the good guy, and the good guy is walking away.
Especially as she ages and realizes that no other valuable traits were instilled in her. And the crazy part is, this shouldn't even be a controversial point of view. Women have always known the power of their sexuality when it comes to men. I mean, there's a reason why prostitution is named the world's oldest profession. Before we ever had all these complicated social structures or develop layers to our personalities and relationships as a species, women learn to use sex as a tool and a currency to get what they wanted. Female sexuality is one of the strongest pulls for any man, and this underlying biological fact manifests itself in society any chance it gets. There's an incredible quote that says, "Everything in the world is about sex, except sex, which is about power."
Um, True in a way, because what happens is whoever you lay next to has control over you mentally. Because what happens is, even though men say sometimes the woman doesn't affect them, but at the end of the day, we all think about the one that we have, the one experience we have, the good, the bad, whatever it is. Because at the end of the day, sex control you. I know why I understand, because what happens is a movement, is a behavior that we need at one point, and then when you release that stress, you feel like you bind it to that person. And a man can try to deny it, because men can shake it off. But at one time he gonna remember all those time. He probably remember the name, the faces, but he gonna remember the body and their movement. They gonna remember that regardless. That's why I say sex is power. And that's why women trying a specific kind of guy to have a relationship with, to lay down with, because she understand that, she knows that she's bound to that man, because that man has power and leverage on her, and that's why she not gonna give it to nobody. Which is why men value that in a marriage. They look for a woman that's haven't shared to so many men, because that she has less vulnerable to many less men, so they have less leverage on her. But a woman that's been on the block, she had a lot of men has leverage on her, and then she had no personality. And then with your relationship with her, the next guy that's knocking on the door, she gonna lay down to, because she had that experience. She got no guilt, no moral, and then you're gonna end up paying a lot of things. And then when she finds the next guy suitable, she gonna repeat the cycle, and then she gonna be in no bit emotion. Remember, guys, women knows what they're doing. They're in relationship for themselves, not for you, because you as a son, you're here to bail her out and then be quiet, and next thing you keep moving on, and then next thing you know, you're the one that's gonna be end up paying all in court. Women love to brag about their sexuality. That's why you use makeup, that's why you fake hair, fake eyelashes, and now they are filter, because they want to paint the picture that's the prettiest. They know their sexuality is everything they have. That's why they don't want to be old. They want to label as a young, sexy, and hot, because they know that once that's gone, there's nothing else. There's no more value. That's why even the older, the grandma, the grandpa, 40, 50, 60 years old, 70 years old, is trying to date, because they know they can still have beauty and leverage, because they use the filter, the makeup, and they appeal to them. And once that makeup run out, you see that she not really that pretty. You see that you're being deceived, and that's why they rely on those filter and the makeup to make sure that you attract for the warm beauty. And they have all those beauty, BBL, long leave, and fake nail and fake eyelashes because they're trying to paint the picture that the next hot chick in town. Don't fall for it because no man knows what they're doing. That's all they have to offer. Don't fall for it. Run
And
like
as
you never
tempting as
run.
it might be, I advise every single man to stay far away from it because a woman that offers her sexuality up front to a man as a means to gain your love, commitment, and trust should make you stop and question why that even is. If she has nothing to offer, she doesn't have much to lose either. And that risks bringing out a particularly vengeful side to her if she doesn't get what she wants and things don't go her way. In the modern world, that's a tightrope that you just don't want to walk when every single thing you've ever built is at stake. I remember a really interesting study, well, it was an experiment from Yale that was done in 2005. There was an economist named Keith Chin. So he wanted to see what would happen if he taught monkeys how to use money. He gave them metal coins and showed them how to exchange these coins for grapes. Over time, the monkeys started to get it. They realized they could use these coins for other things other than grapes. The crazy part is, one female monkey even figured out that she could trade sex for these coins and then use the coins to get the grapes from the humans running the experiment. This just goes to show you that even in the animal kingdom, females and female primates will learn to use sex when nothing else is there to offer. So with that being said, to it.
So basically, that's what I'm gonna say. That women use sexuality for everything. To when they get in trouble, when they something going on, that's all they have to offer. That's why as a man, you need to pay attention to the sign because woman is not gonna be able to understand a man. They are in the situationship, and the situationship is that whatever going on in their life, they want somebody to help them out, and the person that's gonna be help them out is you, and you as a man. That's why as a man you need to be careful with that. Be careful with that because a woman knows that they have nothing else to offer. And as you can see today, we're gonna see that's what a hog choker is. So as you know, I told her a woman now is a hog choker. Hog choker is a fish, okay? Is a fish. The fish is I'm gonna go to the dictionary so everyone can see that the hog torture. Um, as you know, the hog torture is small pieces and flash from along Atlantic Gulf Coast, ranging to Venezuela, and we are in Many Bay. So this guy, the hog choker sometimes offer for sale and crime, often market in fresh water. This is not entirely accurate. Whatever, while some for fresh water is in from sun, but we have to know also this is a small fish. Basically, is a small fish even in big water. How does that go to woman? The whole choker is mean like she's a sexuality, but she was to do on the big lead, and that's why the image that they point you out that she's a big deal. She has a big sexuality, and so she's so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, she has a small fish, but she's trying to bigger that she's a big. She has a lot of option, but at the end of the day, she really doesn't have anything to give you in return. And that's the word that said hog choker is somebody that has no value. As you can see, let's see, let's see. That's the new finishing. I didn't say it. We're gonna see it for ourselves. So it was an 85. Hogchoker is a small American soul, especially architect of no market value. Mhm. I didn't say that. Is right here. He has no market value. So another way, woman doesn't have only the value is the sexuality, and they know it, and then they look for a sim to bail them out. And then you as a man, you need to protect your asset because they're depraved. That's the only investment. That's one of the only investment that you pay more. That's in decline because the older you get, or she get, the worse the ugly gonna become, and then the more she gonna require, but your beauty gonna fade away. She doesn't want you to look at the 18-year-olds. She doesn't want you to look at the 21 years old, because she knows that once you get the glimpse of it, you're gonna leave. That's why she gonna try to do as much as you can to drain your money, because once you broke, those young women not gonna look for you, because she knows that she got no market value. Those are the whole choker. So be careful out there. Stay safe.